Once upon a time, there was a young man named Hayes. He wasn't poor, he wasn't rich, just somewhere in between. He had dreams, ambition, and the hunger to be great. But every time he looked around, he felt small. His friends were moving faster. Some were already successful. Some were traveling, buying cars, getting noticed. And Hayes, he was still trying to figure himself out. He'd scroll through his phone at night, watching people his age do things he only dreamed of. Each swipe made him feel a little more behind. A little less worthy. He'd whisper to himself, "Why not me?" He started waking up with a heaviness in his chest. Not because he wasn't trying, but because he didn't feel enough anymore. Every win someone else had felt like a reminder of his delay. And slowly, comparison began to eat him alive. One day, he ran into his old teacher, Mr. Alden. A calm man in his 60s who had lived a quiet but fulfilled life. They sat on a park bench, and Hayes told him everything. How lost he felt. How he couldn't stop measuring his life against others. Mr. Alden just listened. Then he said something simple, something Hayes never forgot. You can't see your own reflection if you're always looking at someone else's mirror. Those words hit Hayes deep. That night, he couldn't sleep. He looked around his small apartment. Unfinished projects, half-read books, notes on his wall from goals he had once believed in. He realized something painful. He wasn't actually chasing success. He was chasing validation. Every goal he set, every dream he spoke about, wasn't for him. It was for others to notice. To prove he was doing okay. The next morning, Hayes did something strange. He deleted all his social media apps. Not out of anger, but out of exhaustion. He needed to find himself again. The first few days felt empty. Quiet. Like the world had gone silent. No likes, no stories, no comparisons. Just him, and his thoughts. At first, it scared him. He didn't know what to do with the silence. But over time, the silence became peace. He started reading again. Writing. Thinking. Not about what others were doing. But about who he wanted to become. Weeks turned into months. And something inside him shifted. He started running in the mornings, not to post it, but because it cleared his head. He worked on his small business idea, not to impress, but to build. He spent more time with his family, really present this time. No distractions, no comparison. Slowly, his life started to bloom. Not dramatically, not overnight. But quietly. One day, he bumped into an old friend who said, "Man, you disappeared. What happened to you?" Hayes smiled and replied, "I stopped running other people's races." And that was the truth. He had finally learned that comparison is a thief. Not just of joy, but of progress. Because when you spend your time watching others, you forget to watch your own growth. When you measure your pace against someone else's, you rob yourself of your own rhythm. It wasn't that others were ahead. They were just on a different road. Hayes learned that peace doesn't come from doing better than others. It comes from doing better than you did yesterday. And once he understood that, life began to open up in ways he never expected. He found clarity in small things. A morning coffee, a quiet walk, a small win. He realized that the world wasn't moving faster. He was just looking in the wrong direction. Months later, Hayes wrote in his journal, "I stopped comparing, and I started living." And that single sentence summed up everything he had been missing. Because the truth is, you'll never feel ahead if your eyes are always on someone else's path. The race you're supposed to win is not against others, it's against your old self. If you're listening to this right now, remember this. Someone out there might be ahead of you. But that doesn't mean you're behind. It just means your story is unfolding differently. And that's okay. You're not late. You're not behind. You're becoming. So take your eyes off everyone else's lane. Look at your own. Run it with heart. Run it with patience. Run it with peace. Because when you stop comparing, you start living. And when you start living, everything begins to change. If this story touched you, comment below one thing you'll stop comparing today. Tell me, what's your lane? What's your journey? If you want more stories and lessons that actually help you grow, hit subscribe to Next Mindset, tap the bell so you don't miss a single video, and give this one a like. It helps other people find it too. Remember, on Next Mindset, we don't chase change. We grow into it, one focused day at a time.